Hey everybody, it's Never, and I'm going to blatantly link this thing to a minor thing in game. The guards are wearing lightsabers. Now I'm going a little off the beaten path here. The reason I'm reviewing a movie is because this is a movie in a franchise that I'm pretty sure 90% or more of WoW players know and love. So let's get right into it. I'm talking about Star Wars The Force Awakens. There will be spoilers. There will be spoilers. Big spoilers in what I'm about to talk about. So if you don't want spoilers, then come back and watch this video after you've seen the movie. Big spoilers. So my overall impression, I saw this in a pre-screening Thursday evening, so a little before it opened to most of the world. My overall rating of the movie is I give it a 9 out of 10, and I'm going to explain why. I'm going to explain the good and the bad, and then a little bit more. The good. The new cast is phenomenal. Every new character nails their role and makes me very optimistic for the future of Star Wars. I've had a lot of bad feelings about Disney in the past, and not to mention some of the things that they've done with copyright laws are downright criminal and despicable. However, they've done right by Marvel, and so Disney recently seems to be doing pretty well, and Star Wars is following suit with that, and it looks like it's very positive for the future. Rey is a powerhouse of a character that is going to carry this trilogy to some greatness. Kylo Ren is one of the best villains I've seen in years. You understand why he does what he does, and it makes him matter to you. Finn is the stormtrooper we've always wanted to see, and really brings a classic Star Wars feel to things with his discovery and the way he kind of bumbles into things. The old cast is solid, and they bring it, and they really do well in their roles. Han Solo has the same wit and fervor as the original trilogy, but flourished magnificently into a father figure. More on that later. Leia is calm, reliable, and thoughtful. Her scenes with Han are warm and meaningful, and they really give you a sense of what the 30-year gap has contained. There is emotion here, and it's powerful. Luke's part, though small on screen, has a presence throughout the entire film and gives him a feeling of sort of some kind of ascension in a story sense to something like Yoda. While I would have liked to see more of him in the movie, it's set up very beautifully for the next movie. The environment is perfect. Everything looks, sounds, and feels like Star Wars that we know and love, but with just the right amount of newness. The pacing of the movie is also very good. Perhaps a little slow in the first 20 to 30 minutes, but it pays off very well. So, on to the bad. Some of it feels a little too convenient. You could chalk this up to the Force guiding things, but it still seems like the main characters come into some really fortunate breaks. Even so, this is easy to forget amid all of the good stuff. It really doesn't have that big of an impact unless you're nitpicking it. Not everything is very thoroughly explained. It all makes sense, but I would have liked to have a little more detail on how the Republic and the First Order and the Resistance all fit together and came to be. Maybe that's stuff for the next movie, but it seemed like that wasn't very thoroughly explained. However, that was the problem with the prequels, is we had a lot of explanation, a lot of exposition, and it was really boring, and so maybe we've swung the pendulum back a little too far the other way, but either way, this is better than sitting around and talking about politics. Snoke looks like Smeagol, and it's no surprise that they're played by the same guy, but it is a little too close for comfort. I hope that learning more about this character in the future will distance him from Smeagol, at least visually, and I certainly hope he doesn't end up being something weird or strange. That's something yet to be seen. I think the cliffhanger maybe was a little too big. I mean, a cliffhanger in this case is actually a very good thing. Empire Strikes Back, which I consider to be the best movie ever made, has a pretty massive cliffhanger. You don't know if what we learn in that film is true, but this one, we don't really even know what the cliffhanger is. It's just, there they are, and well, now what? And it leaves you wanting more, which is good, but I feel like we kind of ended in the middle of a scene instead of at the end of a scene that leaves questions. Even a single line of dialogue in that last scene would have been really useful. And so now on to what I think is the very best part, is the bridge scene. Those of you who've seen the movie will know what I'm talking about. The bridge scene is the best scene in the movie, and here's why. As a father myself, I would do anything for my kids, and this is shown so perfectly in that scene. The father in this scene wants nothing more than to do whatever he can to bring home his wayward son, and he has been tasked to do just that, and he does the only thing that he can. He makes the ultimate sacrifice to help someone that he loves. And through that act, even though it was the vehicle for his son to fully embrace the dark side, one day down the road, maybe he will remember what was done for him, and it will change him. Visually, emotionally, and morally, it was one of the most amazing scenes I've ever watched in a movie. So to sum it all up, The Force Awakens is the best Star Wars movie since Empire Strikes Back, which again is, in my opinion, the best movie ever made. The Force Awakens is a brilliant dawn to a new generation of Star Wars, and it's going to be an amazing ride from here on out. And to borrow a little bit from another movie review I saw, and I watched a lot of them today, so I can't really remember who said it, but the cool thing about this movie is that it was actually a movie. Too much lately, movies have just been sort of action-based technology demonstrations or proofs of concept that had some dialogue scattered around in them a little bit. But now this goes back to what a movie really is about. It's about discovery. It's about, I had it best described to me once where seeing a movie or writing a story is like going to a theater, and they have those doors in the back. You go there, you see the experience, something happens, and then you walk out that door. And the thing about that door is you can only walk out of it. You can't go back in it. And that's what a movie is like. When Luke Skywalker finally reaches an arc in his story, he leaves Tatooine, and he's not going to go back. Nothing will be the same again. And then later on, he reaches another arc when Ben Kenobi dies, and nothing will be the same again, and so on and so on. And that's the path of a hero, is he changes in a way that can't be reversed. And I see that happening in this movie. And it's been a long time coming, because we don't see that very much in movies coming out these days. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching a rather unusual video for this channel, but I think it's something that we can all enjoy. I'm very optimistic and excited about the future of Star Wars, and I hope that the rest of you enjoy the movie. If you listen to this before seeing the movie, you're probably a little crazy, but that's okay. So thanks again, and thanks, bye.